alaikum, dear students. In the previous lecture we have discussed about the role of essential elements, that is macro and micronutrients to plants. In today's lecture we will discuss about the deficiency symptoms of essential elements to plants. As we know, whenever the supply of an essential element becomes limited, plant growth is retarded. Whenever there is the supply of an essential element becomes less, that is limited, the plant growth automatically gets retarded. The concentration of an essential element below which the growth is retarded is termed as critical concentration. And the concentration of an essential element, whether a macronutrient or a micronutrient, below which plant growth is retarded is called critical concentration. The concentration of an essential element below which plant growth is retarded is called critical concentration. And the element is said to be deficient when it is present below the critical concentration. And when we call an element deficient, we call that a particular element is deficient, a plant is suffering from the deficiency of a particular element when its concentration is below the critical concentration. When the element is present below the critical concentration, we call it to be deficient. We call that the element is deficient. We have seen that plants depend, this mineral essentiality of a element depends on the concentration of that element. But in addition to this concentration of an element to the plant, the deficiency symptoms also depend on the mobility of the element in the plant. And in addition to the concentration, that is critical concentration of an element to a particular plant, its deficiency also depends on the mobility of that element in the plant. The concentration allow yus hasa deficiency kuni element gasa yum deficiency symptoms appear x plants much gasa. They also depend whether the element is mobile or non-mobile. It also depends on the mobility of that element. For example, elements that are actively mobile within the plants and exposed to young developing tissues, and those elements which are actively mobilized within the plants, which are mobile and are exposed to young developing tissues. They are generally exposed to young developing tissues. They are mobile. The deficiency symptoms tend to appear first in older tissues. And those elements which are mobile in the plants, their deficiency symptoms first appear in the older tissues. They appear in the older tissues. For example, nitrogen, potassium, magnesium and phosphorus are mobile elements, and their deficiencies are first visible in senescent, that is older leaves. And whenever there is deficiency of nitrogen, potassium, magnesium and phosphorus, it is first visible in the older tissues, because these elements are mobile. Why? In older tissues, biomolecules containing these elements, that is containing these mobile elements, are broken, making these elements available for mobility to the young tissues. And in older tissues, biomolecules containing these mobile elements, that is nitrogen, potassium, magnesium and phosphorus, they are broken down, making these elements available for mobilizing to the young tissues. And they are broken and they are transferred to the young tissues. With the result, the symptoms first appear in the older tissues, in the senescent pods, in the senescent leaves, or in the older tissues of the plant. But the elements that are relatively immobile, the elements that are relatively immobile are not transported out of the matchword organs. The elements that are relatively immobile are not transported out of their matchword organs. The deficiency symptoms tend to appear first in the young tissues. Their deficiency symptoms, they appear in the young tissues. For example, elements of sulfur and calcium are a part of the structural component of the cell and hence are not released. Because the elements like sulfur and calcium, they are immobile, and these elements, they are the part of the structural component of the cell and hence are not easily released. That is why their symptoms, they first appear in the young tissues. They do not move in the young tissues. They are the part of the older tissues. They are the structural components of the cells and hence they do not move. And whenever there is deficiency of these elements, they first appear in the young tissues. This aspect, that is mobility of the mineral nutrients, of mineral nutrition, that is mobility of the mineral nutrients, is of great significance and importance to agriculturists and horticulturists. And in this aspect of mineral nutrition, that is mobility of the element, whether a particular element is mobile or non-mobile, this is of great importance and significance to agriculturists and horticulturists. Now, another aspect of this mineral nutrition is, because these mineral elements, they cause a number of deficiency symptoms in plants. The kind of deficiency symptoms shown in plants by these essential elements are as under. Number first is chlorosis. Chlorosis means loss of chlorophyll leading to yellowing of leaves. Any loss of chlorophyll which leads to the yellowing of leaves, this symptom is called chlorosis. And this chlorosis is due to deficiency of nitrogen, potassium, magnesium, sulfur, iron, manganese, zinc and molybdenum. The deficiency of all these elements together causes chlorosis. It brings about loss of chlorophyll leading to the yellowing of leaves, which we call as chlorosis. Another symptom is necrosis. Necrosis means death of tissues, particularly leaf tissues. And the deficiency of certain elements like calcium, magnesium, copper and potassium, it causes death of tissues, particularly leaf tissues, which is called as necrosis. Number third, that is inhibition of cell division. Some mineral elements, their deficiency or lack or low levels cause inhibition of cell division. These elements include nitrogen, potassium, sulfur and molybdenum. Another this deficiency symptom is delay in flowering. And when there is a deficiency or lack of certain elements like nitrogen, sulfur and molybdenum in the plants, it causes delay in flowering. Now we see from the above that the deficiency of any element can cause multiple symptoms, and that the same symptom may be caused by the deficiency of one of several different elements. Hence, to identify the deficiency element, one has to study all the symptoms developed in all the various parts of the plant and compare them with the available standard tables. We must also be aware that different plants also respond differently to the deficiency of the same symptoms. To the deficiency of same elements, different plants they respond differently to the deficiency of same element. Now, another aspect of this mineral nutrition, that is toxicity of micronutrient. Because we know the requirement of micronutrient is always in low amounts. And if plants need these micro in a very low concentration, that is below 10 mm per per kilo of this dry weight of the plant, they require in very low concentration, while their moderate decrease, and when there is a little bit decrease in their concentration, it causes deficiency symptoms. But a moderate increase and a moderate decrease causes deficiency symptoms. A moderate increase, it causes toxicity. And a decrease causes deficiency, and increase also causes toxicity. In other words, there is a narrow range of concentration at which elements are optimum. And there is a narrow range of this concentration from this decreased concentration from low amounts where it causes deficiency, and a concentration where it causes toxicity. Any mineral ion concentration introduced in tissues that reduces the dry weight of tissues by about 10% is known as toxic concentration. Any mineral ion concentration in tissues that reduces the dry weight of tissues by about 10% is known as toxic concentration. This we call as toxic concentration. Now, we have seen that such critical concentrations are very critically among different nutrients. We have seen manganese is an important element. Its toxicity causes brown spots surrounded by chlorotic veins. Manganese toxicity, when there is a little bit increase in the concentration of manganese to the plant, it causes brown spots surrounded by chlorotic veins. We have also seen that manganese competes with iron and magnesium for uptake. This manganese competes with iron and magnesium for uptake, and with magnesium for binding with proteins or enzymes, and it also inhibits calcium translocation in shoot effects. Therefore, we can see excess of magnesium may induce deficiency of iron, magnesium, and calcium. And when we say there is excess of manganese, this means there is a deficiency of iron, magnesium, and calcium. Iron, magnesium, and calcium deficiency may be the cause of excess of manganese in plants. This is all about the deficiency systems of essential elements of plants. Thank you.